think when you go overseas and you start playing shows and you're on sort of like more of like you're outside of just this little bubble of Melbourne or Australia, you realize that you really need to take things to the next level a little bit to like compete on that next level and to be like sort of like worthy or something. I don't know. And so as a result, I think it made us like sort of step up our game a little bit with recording and writing different songs that were, I don't know, sort of try to make them, I don't know, something different, something stood out, something that made us worthy of being a band playing international shows.
How did the band get together? How did we all meet one another?
It's all Mark's fault.
That's just got a pretty good story.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because I was the last one to join.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the good part of the story. So maybe we could leave that for last.
So you guys set it up and I'll knock it down.
Well, Mark had been living in France and the UK for a while, and I went over to visit him, and we came back to Australia together, and we decided to start writing some music. And we're looking for some band members after we'd done the initial demos, and Reese and Tom were friends of mine. We'd started hanging out after high school, and we'd been playing music, just jamming together down in a shed in Flinders at Reese's dad's house. And I said, why don't you come jam these ideas with us? And that's how the band started.
Yeah.
And then our keyboardist left to study law in Austria. So we're looking for a new keyboardist. And we knew Sam. How do we know Sam? I can we leave this story to Mark and Sam to discuss.
I met Sam over MySpace. He catfished me, and the rest is history.
My first show with these guys was actually a support of a band called the DMAs. Who were a pretty big deal. And it thankfully went really well. I was super nervous. I had to learn the whole set that they already knew, so they would have got pretty bored teaching me. And it went great, and we got nothing but fantastic feedback from DMAs, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it all went really well.
Yeah, really
no bad blood there.
Really grateful and kind people. Yeah.
You recently toured Europe alongside supporting King Gizzard in 2017. How was that? What have you taken back from these experiences, and how, if so, have they helped shape the band? Well, I'll start this by saying we supported King Gizzard at one show in Berlin, but we didn't tour with them beyond that show. We did do a tour in Europe.
We toured Europe and supported
King Gizzard whilst in Berlin.
Sounds even better.
I wish we'd done the whole tour with King Gizzard, but no.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah. But yeah, the show with Gizzard was really good. Probably our biggest crowd we've ever played, or the second biggest maybe after that show with Cold War Kids.
And it was the first show we did in Europe as well.
Yeah, it was our first.
So it was sort of like a really high point to start on. The writing and recording process for the album was pretty all over the place. It was pretty strange. The oldest songs on the new album go back to mid-2016. So there's 2 songs on the album that were written in the middle of 2016, so 3 years old. But the vast majority of the album was sort of initially written and sketched out in the year that we were sort of in Berlin, individually, really, just like little sketches and demos that we did on laptops of songs and ideas, some of which made it to the album, some didn't. But we sort of took like the best bits and the bare bones of the demos and started working on them as a band. We also at that point sort of realized that the demos, the songs that were coming out of the demos were ones that really needed to be put together as a band, like in a live setting, rather than just pieced together on a laptop, to make it feel more natural, more live, more jammy, which you can't really get if you're just piecing together something on a laptop.
We recorded the album with a friend of ours who's a fantastic sound engineer called Casey Hartnett, who recorded 2 Gizzard albums, I think. Nonagon, Affinity, and something else. And we were looking around for some producers to help us mix and finish off the album. And we sent it around to a handful of our dream sort of people, and most of them got back and said they would do it. We decided to go with a guy called Jarvis Tavernier, who also worked on one of our favourite Gizzard records, as well as a couple other Melbourne bands, the Murlocs and Crepes. And Mark, Sam and I went over to LA to do the initial mixing period of about a week, to help sort of get the bases of it down, because it's pretty hard to describe that sort of stuff over email. And the rest was done via correspondence. And yeah, we wrapped it up a week ago.